Hey folks, Kelly from Holly and Artworks again. Took a week off because I had a nasty bout of some kind of weird virus that my daughter brought home from school. So, even though I felt up to videotaping more last week, my house was not ready for it, and you can probably still see some of the backlash back here. It doesn't help that I'm working on a lace project with my knitting that I need about 5 billion charts for. So they're kind of all, scattered right here in my corner. I thought about just knitting on that today for the video, but even though I'm on a purl back across row, I thought that would most likely take me less than my 10 minutes. This is actually a merino, and tussa silk blend. And I dyed it up in what I call, my tension's off because I forgot to put the tension string back on. Ha! Okay. Where was I? I have no idea. Silk Roses colorway. It's a blend of pink and green and yellow. It was supposed to be my favorite colors of roses. I think it turned out really nifty. The silk merino, plain merino, it's not superwash merino. The silk plain merino blend kind of sucks up the color not as fast as what I'm used to. I've heard that silk, this is my first time working with silk, I've heard that silk likes to be really, really super wet when you dye it, and maybe I didn't soak it long enough. But, it took a while for the colors to set on this. For this one, I basically soaked it in the dye pot in plain water first. Just soaked it with some vinegar. And then kind of squirted the dye into the pot and simmered it over the stove until all the dye was exhausted. And that worked out pretty well. Although, if I could stop myself from poking around at it while it's setting, I probably would have gotten more defined colors instead of this nice... Either way, it turned out really well, but the colors kind of blended all together to make it a lot more muted than I expected. I am happy with how it turned out, however. When I dyed it in the color of roses, my original intent had been to make a lace weight for this shawl knit along, but as you can see, I already started it. I started it with some Knit Picks Bare in fingering weight. It's the same thing that Knit Picks palette colors are made out of, just undyed. Now, as you can see, I'm spinning this fairly thin, and I didn't split the roving. There's enough variation in the color in the roving that I didn't really feel the need to split it. I will probably regret that later. But I think if I do ply this, which I don't know if I will, I might just leave this a lace weight single. But if I do ply it later, it will be Navajo ply, which would probably make a very good video. Navajo ply. It's not that tricky, actually. It's like a big, long crochet chain that's twisted. Another video that I had planned to do was maybe show you me plying up that wine in a cup of vessels that I videotaped myself spinning last week or 2 weeks ago. But once I got the singles and I spun up 2 full bobbins, I realized I had enough left for a third bobbin, but I didn't want to dive into a third bobbin. Not only that, but I don't want a 3-ply yarn. I just don't. I don't know why. I haven't done 3 plies yet. If I keep spinning thinner and thinner, I might need to make a 3-ply eventually. But now my big plan, my 41st birthday is coming up soon. For my 40th birthday, I got my spinning wheel. For my 41st birthday, I have decided, I waffled for a long time between 2 different presents that I wanted. And one was a Kindle, the new generation Kindle 2. And the other one was a rigid heddle weaving loom. And I have decided, after much deliberation, that I'm going to get me a Kronsky rigid heddle weaving loom. The harp, the Kronsky harp. And I'm probably going to get the biggest one I can, the 32 inch, because you could always weave smaller, but you can't weave wider than what the loom is built for. And there's only like maybe $75 difference between the smallest one and the largest one. So what is the point of getting a smaller one? I do not know. But I don't want to do that. I'm actually enjoying spinning this stuff. This stuff is not bad to spin. I can't do the long draw like I usually do and get the nice thin lace weight that I want. It might also have something to do with the fact that I'm spinning right from the braid, and that heavy braid is hanging down on my hand and kind of restricting my movements. But I hope you guys can see me okay today. I decided to try taping at an earlier time when it was a little bit dimmer out. That also gives me more time to edit the videotape. And this was also the first opportunity I had to house myself, because between the daughter being home for spring break all last week and the virus and the messy house and everything, I just did not feel free enough to videotape. And then this was like, finally got the husband kicked out the door, because apparently he decided to lollygag this morning too. And so kicked them all out of the house, set up the video camera. And if I have more time, I have more time. But this is Kelly from Hung In Artworks saying goodbye. And hopefully later this week, I will have some other nifty little things to show you. And I hope you guys have a great day. Get some time in to get some creativity going. You can check out my shop at http, all the punctuation, talandra.etsy.com. Go ahead and drop by. There is a superwash merino roving version of this colorway that soaked up the colors a lot better and is a lot more vivid than this one, if you're into vivid, which depends on what mood I'm in. You'll also see stitch markers, jewelry, probably more jewelry, now that my wonderful, marvelous friend E surprised me with a book all about cold metal joining for my jewelry. It's a fabulous, artsy, nifty book. Thank you very much. Kelly, signing off. Have a good one.